I was asked by the Miami Herald if people should buy a house now in this red hot in terms of price appreciation market, or should they wait, with the premise being that interest rates may come down. So to answer this question, I clarified with the Herald which segment of the market are we talking about. And the reporter explained that it's the median price point and below, so the real kind of meat of the market. So that made the answer very clear. When we're discussing probabilities of prices going down, market dynamics, it's important to identify the limiting factors, the boundary conditions. In this case, see the adjoining chart. At median price points and below, availability inventory, measured by inventory of single family homes, dropped 76% versus pre-COVID and 42% year over year. That is an almost 80% drop from pre-COVID. That is pretty staggering. People are locked into their homes because prices went up and interest rates went up, right? But now here is the point though. Interest rates would have to go down a whole lot to get close to where they were a few years ago. And in the meantime, we have all these macro factors that are pushing up our market as well in terms of migration. We're getting high value taxpayers. We have all this IRS data, corporate filing data showing that this is not slowing down. So if you believe, which I do, that the macro factors in place have just begun to strengthen, that those momentum cycles are in their infancies, then those forces will keep coming. And I do not think that interest rates will go back to where they were a few years ago, probably not in our adult lifetimes. It's important to understand that the 20-year period that we had of ZIRP, zero interest rate policy essentially, was a historic anomaly. Very, very few things have never really happened before. But for example, the European Central Bank going negative, that was an anomaly in the history of money. So it's related. So this 20-year period of extremely low interest rates is not likely to repeat itself in our lifetimes. Meanwhile, the macro forces pushing people into Florida and South Florida have just begun to strengthen and to grow. So my answer is, I do not think that it's going to be much better a few years from now, especially for the single family home market, which is getting scooped up even faster than the condo market in any proximity to the urban core, because you lock in land value and this whole region is growing. So that is the answer. Now, on a bright note, we are getting a large amount of apartment deliverables, multifamilies being built in South Florida at scale, which is a great thing. It will address housing affordability, but not the availability of single family. I don't see massive influxes of that coming in. So that is the answer. Again, recognize where you are in the macro cycle and what the limiting factors are.